Hi, this is Sherry with Mistress of the Stars, and this is your full moon and Libra reading for water signs, and that's for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So in the middle of your spread, you got Judgment card in the reverse. So that's telling me that there's a lot of doubt, a lot of blame, inner critic, ignoring the call. These are fears that could be holding you back from taking the next bold steps in your life, and it's leaving you feeling stuck in a situation, and could be affecting your immune system. And when you're down on the inside, that's going to reflect on the outside, and it's going to affect even your financial stability. There could be, financial challenges could be arising at this time, and you're feeling uncertain about your economic stability. So, yes, be cautious in your planning ahead is needed at this time, because you're deeply intuitive. You are tired of fighting for and having to stand up for yourself in this environment, whatever this is to you. Could be work, a relationship, family situations. Please apply the energy, and this is going to require courage, and you're ready for it. But there's also you not calling upon higher forces that are working with you all the time. They're ready to assist you at any moment if you connect with them, right? So as a water sign, we are deeply emotional, and we have lower tendencies at times. If not healed, we can possessively cling to the past and beat ourselves up over mistakes, right? It's really hard for us to let go. We need consistent detoxing of emotions and forgiving ourselves and letting go, right? We kind of, water signs tend to, I notice in my sessions with water signs, they tend to follow their own life plan, and one of the hardest lessons is to let go of judgment of self, and also envy of others, right? So we have to use our water energy wisely and recognize how outside influences operate in our life, and learn to rely on our inner strength, our emotional intelligence, so that way we can break these cycles and say goodbye to any disappointments in love and work. And water signs can be very clingy and possessive and jealous, even in lower frequencies. So if you're struggling with this, and you're finding it hard to be assertive because you might fear that you're going to be too aggressive, or you don't know how to step into this next phase, but on a deep level, you feel it. You need to assess this realistically at the same time, and not be seduced by vivid imaginings, right? You don't want to stay in wishful thinking either, and it's almost like self-defeating programs, and it's keeping you in this logical and objective thinking, and it's keeping you from tying up loose ends. 333 on the clock, as I said that. So, and it's also keeping you in patterns of procrastination, and maybe you're waiting on an outcome for a court case to make your next moves, because you're relying on money that's not in your hands. My father always said, don't rely on money not in your hands, Sherry. And, I had to learn that lesson the hard way. So, water signs, I think there's this new beginning recently that's been presented to you. It could be a big opportunity. If it hasn't yet, it's going to, right? There's a new beginning. There's a new form of stability where you're going to be able to trust yourself better and step into your leadership role. You have the nature of power within you, and you're being asked to change your relationship with power. For some of you, you're being called to leadership. For some of you, these challenges can make you feel overwhelmed and wondering, how can I manage my team? How can I manage my projects and do that at the same time effectively? If you need support with this, we could tune in and do an individual session for you and see what these blocks are, right? Water signs are deeply emotional creatures, and sometimes you don't have the energy or the fire. You struggle with that because you kind of want to just take the passive approach. It's almost a passive aggressive approach, because it's scattered, it's inner conflict. It's not able to find compromise within yourself, and especially if it's reflected in the outside, there's no teamwork there. You feel like you have to fend for yourself all the time. So there's a lot, like I'm hearing the words I'm hearing the word security, and I'm feeling that if you're feeling uncertain about your safety and security or external events that could be, shaking your foundation at this time, know that it's happening so that you can trust yourself better, because it really is your time to shine. And when it's your time to shine, you don't stand alone, because you're going to be the lighthouse for so many that are lost in the stormy sea of darkness. And that's how you handle this transformation, this radical change coming in, or that's about to come in for you in your life. You really truly have to remain steadfast and trust your connection with divine light and spirit at this time, because you're going to feel like the black sheep or the lone wolf at times. Most of my life I felt that way in a bubble, and you're always going to have this sense of loneliness where you sense and wish others would see what you see, or see things as you see them. And this is how you know you're in divine alignment with the divine plan, is because it's hard to find resonance with people around you. But when you allow that chapter to end, and really step into your perceptive abilities, because this is going to be a key part of your life purpose, and diving into your life's work, the next chapter for these water signs, for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpios. And you've been doing it. It's just going to go to a whole nother level when you share your perception from a place of unconditional love, with non-judgment and compassion for self and others. You're going to show that genuine compassion is going to show, and it's going to reflect on the outside. And you're going to be here to help support other people in their lives. And you're going to teach and gain, and people are going to gain insights from you, and just because of the wisdom and how you're going to turn that pain into purpose, somehow. So be open to what you feel, and know and sense, and trust yourself at this time, and step into your power, and let go of unrealistic expectations, because that's just going to lead you to disappointments. Honestly, the gap between reality and your ideals, feel overwhelming right now, but you do have the courage, and you're filled with that, water signs. You're deep. You're deep. You're intuitive. You're emotional. Just believe in yourself is the advice that I feel I keep repeating in this reading. You're capable of more than you realize, and take your interests and passions seriously. So you commit time and energy to their development and expression, as I'm doing here with these videos, and putting time and effort, and how I can serve humanity in this way by sharing my gifts. So when when you commit this time and energy to the development and your self-expression, you're living as your true self. And when you're doing work that has true meaning for you, you're helping many more beings than you realize. Your inner light it has a positive, contagious effect in the world, and you may not feel that. You may be so humble that you don't really see that, right? But you know it on a deep level. So don't be afraid to let your self shine. Again, don't be afraid to work hard, but also make time to enjoy your life. Water signs need that balance. So there's this distinct need for what you have to offer. You'll be able to see clarity through that. Let's pull you an advice card. Let's see which deck I can use. Do astrology today. Water signs. Advice for water signs. I'm going to take splash chart. This chart is defined by having planets in almost every house and sign. These people are open-minded, have diverse interests, and are often unconventional. And they may have a spiritual and philosophical outlook on life. They are adventurous, but can be scattered and lack organization, focus, and direction. Ideal careers may be scientists, religious or spiritual leaders, politicians, composers, or a jack of all trades. So it's maybe like I would highly recommend getting your chart done, an astrology reading. I do intuitive astrology. I can give you basics, but I do have a great astrologer that I work with and co-create with that would give you an amazing breakdown on your chart and help you understand how to use those elements. So I hope this resonated, and I'm very excited for us water signs because we are being called to leadership. 1010 as